Disney Cruise Line has just today announced their Europe Summer 2027 itineraries, and for the very first time, the Disney Wish is coming to Europe. Itineraries are going to range from 3 nights up to 10 nights, and there's going to be new destinations, including Zadar in Croatia, Trieste near Venice, and Hellesylt in Norway. Here's what we know so far about where she's sailing, what cruises are going to be the most expensive, and most importantly, when you can start booking your cruise. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Lisa from Magic Miles Ireland, and I want to share my tips and advice for planning your best Disney vacation, whether that's Disney World, Disney Cruise Line, or Disneyland Paris. If that sounds helpful for you, then please do hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. So let's get into the Disney Wish Europe 2027 itineraries. It has been speculated for some time that the Disney Wish would be the ship coming to Europe in 2027, and that is because it is due for its dry dock. A dry dock occurs every 5 years for the Disney cruise ships, and this is when they will undergo any essential maintenance or upgrades that are needed. So the Wish is going to arrive in Europe on the 8th of May 2027 after completing its eastbound transatlantic journey. European cruises then kick off on the 22nd of May, so this would lead to speculation as to whether the dry dock is going to happen before the European sailings start. Traditionally, they have happened after the European sailings, but with a gap between when it arrives and when it starts its Europe sailings, we could speculate that maybe it will happen before, but if it doesn't, then it will happen after the European sailings end on the 17th of September in 2027. So looking at the itineraries that were announced by Disney Cruise Line today, we have the following cruises that are going to go out of Southampton in summer 2027. They will include a 3-night Belgium cruise stopping at Zeebrugge, a 3-night Northern Europe cruise stopping at Rotterdam, a 4-night Spain cruise stopping at La Coruña, and a 4-night Spain cruise which stops at Bilbao, a 5-night Spain cruise which will stop at Vigo and La Coruña, a 5-night Spain cruise that will stop at La Coruña and Bilbao, a 7-night Northern Europe cruise stopping at Rotterdam, Kristiansand, Norway, Copenhagen, Denmark, and Skagen, Denmark. A 7-night British Isles cruise, which will stop at Greenock, so that will allow you to visit Glasgow and Edinburgh. A Liverpool stop, Belfast, and Portland. Portland stop will allow you to visit Stonehenge. There'll also be a 7-night Norwegian Fjords cruise stopping at Bergen, Hellesylt, Ålesund, and Stavanger. Itineraries which are going to depart from Barcelona include the following: a 6-night Western Europe from Barcelona ending in Southampton, which will stop at Gibraltar, Lisbon, Vigo, Southampton. A 7-night Mediterranean, which is going to stop at Naples, Civitavecchia, which will allow you to see Rome, Livorno, which will allow you to visit either Florence or Pisa, and Genoa, which will allow you to visit Milan. A 7-night Mediterranean, which will stop at Majorca in Spain, Naples, Civitavecchia, and Livorno, and a 9-night Mediterranean with Greek Isles that will stop at Valletta in Malta, Henea, Piraeus, Mykonos in Greece. It will also stop at Naples and Civitavecchia, and it ends in Civitavecchia near Rome. Looking at itineraries which are going to depart from Rome, these include an 8-night Adriatic Sea and Greece, which will stop at Corfu, Greece, Trieste in Italy, which will allow you to visit Venice, Zadar in Croatia, and Dubrovnik in Croatia. An 8-night Mediterranean with Greek Isles. This will stop at Henea, Santorini, Rhodes, Mykonos, and Naples. Then there's a 10-night Mediterranean with Greek Isles, which ends in Barcelona, and this will stop at Piraeus, which will allow you to visit Athens, Mykonos, Rhodes, Henea. It will stop at Messina in Sicily, and then finish in Barcelona. So looking at the cost of these Europe 2027 cruises, your cheapest options are going to be your Northern Europe and your Spain cruises, particularly the 3 and 4 nights. So for a 3-night cruise for an inside stateroom for 2 people, those prices are currently starting at €1,884, and a 4-night sailing is starting at €2,556. Your most expensive cruises are going to be your Greek Isles, Norwegian Fjords, and Adriatic Sea sailings. These are all starting from around the €5,000 and €6,000 mark. So for example, the Adriatic sailing, That is starting from €5,304 for 2 people in an inside stateroom. 7-night Norwegian fjord is starting from €6,134 for 2 people in an inside stateroom. And then the 10-night Mediterranean with Greek Isles is the most expensive cruise on the itinerary that summer, and that is starting from €6,557 for 2 people in an inside stateroom. So before we get into the dates that you can actually book the cruise, why is there so much excitement about the Wish coming to Europe? Well, it's the very first time that we're going to have a Wish class ship sailing within Europe. So it's really, really exciting. It's going to be a totally different vibe from the Fantasy and the Dream, which are traditionally the ships that get sent over here. And there's an awful lot of people in Europe who'll have never had the chance to experience this Wish class ship before. I've been very lucky. I sailed on the Wish last year for the first time and I absolutely loved it. It's a stunning, beautiful ship. If you're interested in the kind of princess, regal vibes, it is just gorgeous. That's very much the theming, particularly in the Grand Hall. It's a great opportunity for people to experience some of the different Broadway shows that are on offer, the different restaurants, so Marvel, 1923, Arundel, totally different theming in the kids club, opportunity to ride the Aquamouse, really great themed lounges and cafes, and premium adult dining that people won't have experienced, such as Enchanté. So there's just an awful lot of new to Europe opportunities for people to enjoy on the Wish. So I think that's why it's been so heavily anticipated, why there's so much excitement, and I think it's why these cruises are going to start to book up really, really quickly. So that leads us into when you can actually book your cruise. So if you are a Castaway Club member and you are Pearl, you can book from Monday, February the 16th. If you are Platinum, you can book from Tuesday, February 17th. If you are Gold, you can book from Wednesday, February the 18th. And if you are Silver or a DVC member, you can book from Thursday, February 19th. Now, if you've never sailed with Disney before, it means you obviously don't have any Castaway status, so you will book when general public booking opens on Monday, February 23rd. Bookings will open at 8 a.m. US Eastern Time, which is 1 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So that is everything that we know about the itineraries and booking dates for Disney Cruise Line in Europe 2027. If you found this helpful, please do consider giving this video a like, as it really does help the channel. This is a great opportunity for people to try out a completely different type of ship. Do let me know in the comments below if you're planning on booking a sailing on the Wish in 2027. Also, if you're interested in the Disney Adventure, Disney's newest cruise ship, which sets sail for the first time in just over a month, then do check out my video where I've broken down everything that we know so far. See you on the next one, and let's turn your miles into magic.